The state of Arizona is currently locked in a dead heat with the federal government, who is suing them over Arizona's controversial SB 1070 law, a law allowing the state to enforce existing federal immigration laws. Critics say it gives the state a license for racial profiling. But the federal lawsuit is currently being heard by the U.S. Supreme Court, and opponents were shocked by the court appearing to side with the state of Arizona. Behind the scenes lies other dark border secrets of Eric Holder's gun-running Fast and Furious scandal. Infowars traveled to Arizona's state legislature to find out more about Arizona's immigration issues and also about the battle for states' rights.
The federal government has chose to sue us over 1070. You've got Obamacare, which is going to bankrupt the state of Arizona, in my opinion, every state in the union. And consequently, we have filed cases, and won, by the way. Arizona and 25 some odd other states have won in the federal district court level, the trial court level, saying that Obamacare on its entire face, the entire item, is unconstitutional. Over half the states in the union have won legally on that issue. It hasn't been heard yet at the Supreme Court, but needless to say, I think when you look at those things, that we've won in the trial court over Obamacare. We're winning the immigration question, and I believe 1070 will be upheld by the Supreme Court in short order. I think when you look at those things, the federal government looks at the state of Arizona and says, the state of Arizona is winning on the front of states' rights, and they've got a sore spot with us. They still haven't properly funded border resources. They talk about it, but in all reality, they're not serious about it. I mean, we know Fast and Furious is clear evidence of that. That they're not serious. They're not. After the Krentz murder and the Officer Bryan, and as an outgrowth of Fast and Furious, they're not serious. I dare say it's going to take. I think it would take probably an armed invasion of, say, Nogales or Douglas for them to probably send out the National Guard.
The cost of providing emergency care for Arizona's illegal immigrants has skyrocketed. Likewise with education. It's estimated that it costs some $2.6 billion per year to fund illegal immigrant programs. But most people are unaware of the true cost of open borders.
People don't realize the effect. The effects that they'll feel it is in several areas. The property values, for example, when we have a higher crime rate, if we have more violent crimes, more carjackings, more of those violent crimes, that adversely affects property value, drives property value down. Another thing they don't realize that they're feeling, that the cost to incarcerate illegal aliens, the federal government owes us over $1 billion currently, right now. At this moment in time, the federal government owes the state of Arizona, the people of Arizona, over $1 billion just for housing federal inmates that should have been borne, that cost should have been borne by the federal government. In addition to that, you've got the costs of education, medication, and of course incarceration. You put all those together, it's upwards of $2.4 billion a year to the Arizona taxpayer. If you divide it by the 6 million some odd people in the state, you get a real clear picture that they don't realize it. It's kind of like a hidden tax. But when they have to go pay for uninsured motorists, the premium that they pay for uninsured motorists, you should pretty much chalk that up to the cost of illegal immigration.
Now you're probably asking, why is the federal government spending its resources suing the state of Arizona? Well, it's not just Arizona. At least 27 other states are currently being sued by the federal government, either over Washington's hazy immigration policies or over the states not wanting to implement Obamacare. It's tyranny by another name, an abuse of power and legal intimidation that would have the founding fathers rolling in their graves. Next week, we'll be back to look closer at the open border issue with new revelations about the Fast and Furious gun-running scandal along Arizona's border. I'm Patrick Henningsen for Infowars.com.